Welcome to the second part of the Demon Slayer anime fanfiction. You can find the first part on my channel. The name of this part is The Path I Take. I hope you like it. Nezuko sat beside the lifeless bodies of her family, her gaze fixed on their lifeless faces. She placed her hands on the ground, trying to hold back the trembling. Sabito quietly approached and sat beside her. He glanced at Tanjiro, who stood a little farther away, motionless, only watching them. Sabito broke the silence. Your brother is very strong, even though he's become a demon. Nezuko's gaze locked onto Tanjiro with an almost hypnotic quality in her eyes. Tanjiro has always been strong, but I still don't know how to help him. Sabito fixed his eyes on the horizon, as if searching for peace there. What if one day you lose control and hurt someone? What would you do? Nezuko's breath caught in her throat. She didn't answer. Sabito looked at her, not with pity or sympathy, but with curiosity. That's a question you need to find an answer to. But remember, the Demon Slayer Corps won't hesitate to take down someone who's turned into a demon. Nezuko barely parted her lips, speaking with a hesitation that seemed to mix fear and determination. I won't let Tanjiro hurt anyone. Sabito smiled faintly. Then you need to become strong. Strong enough to protect your brother. I have an old friend who used to be a Hashira, but now he's retired. I can send a message for you to train under him. But understand, it's a difficult path. Nezuko, with a melancholic calm, as she stared at her family's graves, responded, I'll do whatever it takes. Sabito, hearing her firm response, stood up. Then head to Mount Sagiri. You'll find him there. But be careful. The world isn't a safe place for those who want to protect demons. Without another word, Sabito turned and began descending the mountain. He vanished slowly among the pine trees and snow. Nezuko watched the path he took for a moment, her mind lingering on the question Sabito had left her to contemplate. The sun was setting, casting an orange light through the trees of Mount Sagiri. A gentle breeze blew, and the rustling of the leaves echoed in the silence around them. Nezuko looked at Tanjiro, who stood motionless next to a tree. His face showed no expression, yet his vigilance remained sharp as ever. Nezuko sighed and muttered softly, Nothing's easy, but we have to keep going. She took a few steps closer to Tanjiro and said, her voice calm yet firm, Hey Tanjiro, do you know what's really going on here? Tanjiro slowly lifted his head, locking eyes with Nezuko. He didn't respond. His gaze was empty of emotion, yet it seemed as if he was hiding something. Nezuko hesitated. She placed a hand on her chest, as if trying to calm her anxiety. Tanjiro, can you still speak? Still no answer, only the silence. And Tanjiro's heavy gaze that seemed to pierce into Nezuko's very soul. For a moment, Nezuko felt her heart tighten, but she steadied herself. She had to be strong, for herself and for Tanjiro. With even more hesitation, she asked, Do you remember being a demon slayer? This time, Tanjiro shook his head slowly. The movement was slow and heavy, as though every motion added weight to Nezuko's heart. Nezuko gave a bitter smile and whispered, Let's go to Mount Sagiri. Sabito-san is our only hope now. Tanjiro still didn't speak, but when Nezuko walked past him toward their supplies, He followed quietly behind her. Nezuko checked the box she had carefully made to ensure no light could get inside. Without a word, Tanjiro lifted the box basket and placed it on his back. Their journey towards Mount Sagiri began. The daylight gradually faded, giving way to the darkness of night. The sound of crickets filled the stillness, and the shadows of the tall trees took on a mysterious aura under the moonlight. Nezuko was deep in thought the entire way. Her face appeared calm, but inside she was filled with doubt and worry. Her eyes were focused on the future, on what she had to do, but her heart was trapped in the past. Tanjiro, without any sign of fatigue, walked silently alongside her. Even when demons lurking in the shadows of the forest watched them, he showed no reaction. It seemed that Nezuko's presence alone brought him comfort. After about a day and a half of walking, they finally reached Mount Sagiri. Nezuko scanned the surroundings and silently hoped they would find the right path. When she spotted a small house hidden among the trees, she breathed a sigh of relief. Just then, a soft voice came from behind her. "You must be Nezuko-chan." Nezuko quickly turned around. A woman with a mysterious smile and penetrating eyes stood before her. The woman had approached so quietly that Nezuko hadn't even sensed her presence. Her heart raced. Who was this woman?